Something I haven't really touched up until now is the game shows, like the game awards. Those types of self-relating shows when it comes to video games that I personally, at this point, I've come to despise because they have become a mockery of what they used to be. Back then, I mean, I always say back then, I sound like a fucking boomer, but I mean, that's how it is. Before, things were just better. But also in this regard, back then, when E3 was still a thing, so let's say like 20 years ago, game shows were mostly focused on showing new games, upcoming games, exclusives. There was very little space for like unrelated stuff like social justice issues or I don't know, ultra corporate speak, heavily corporate focus speak, or any other self-relating type of communication. So whatever comes to mind, at the moment I can't think of anything else. But stuff that wasn't really, something you wanted to see in these kinds of show. I mean, I would say back then when I still used to watch them, I would say that was pretty limited. That was kept to a bare minimum from what I remember. But as the years went on, that was not the case anymore. Because things started getting more and more lame. There were more unrelated things compared to games, to what I actually wanted to see. And that's one of the main reasons why I stopped watching them. Because they're just not fun anymore, not interesting anymore, for a number of reasons that I will touch now. The first one is their attitude. I just can't stand their fucking attitude. Their higher than thou attitude. Their contempt towards the audience like me. And also the fact that there's this, how can I say, this will to portray like games as something that it's more than it actually is. Like they try so hard to compensate and like imitate like the movie awards shows now, that it's just cringe. Honestly, games are not movies. They are a completely different type of medium. So like them wanting to, you see, we are like movies now, we make more money than movies, but that's not what people want to see, in my opinion. People don't want to see a bunch of like celebrities or people with an elitist attitude. People want to see people having fun, talking about games and such. So this kind of bullshit just puts me off. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way when it comes to this stuff. So they can fuck off with this bullshit. The second reason is because honestly, there's not many games announced anymore at this point in these shows. This is just a consequence also of the state of the industry right now, but like there just aren't as many games as they used to be. So obviously there's not much to announce. So most of the time these shows are just multi-platform showcases for the most part, because since there are no more exclusives at this point, very few exclusives remain. I mean, you can argue, yeah, Nintendo is the only one still making actual exclusives 100% of the time. So maybe, yeah, though their shows are still worth watching. But the other two, not really. Sony and Microsoft, especially Microsoft, yeah, there's just completely abandoned the exclusive camp, the exclusives camp. So, like, if you're like me, a guy that cares mostly about exclusives, in general, when it comes to a piece of hardware, yeah, there's not really much. Added, coupled with the fact that also there are just not enough games that are announced at these shows. No exclusives, very little games to be shown. And also the other thing is that most of the time stuff leaks before the show even happens. So you already know what they are gonna... if there's a big announcement, usually it leaks. But the thing is that there aren't really big announcements anymore like they used to be. If you think back then, like stuff, for example, like GTA 4 being a day and date on 360 as it was on PS3 was really a big fucking deal when it was announced on the stage, for example. And yeah, that was pretty... I mean, I don't care much about GTA, but that was pretty hype, honestly. Yeah, you have to give it to them. They did a good job in the Xbox 360 camp, like hyping up that kind of announcement. So, and nowadays something like this will either leak way before, or it's expected, because now every game comes out on every platform for the most part. So you already know that a game is gonna come out for a specific number of platforms. So most of the time it's PS5, Xbox, and PC. Sometimes Switch as well, but not really most of the time because of the hardware. But yeah. And also this ties into the fact that the third parties don't really announce exclusives anymore for consoles. 9 times out of 10, if it's a third party game, it's not gonna be exclusive. And if it is exclusive, it's gonna be like timed exclusive. So like things like they used to do, for example, like when Resident Evil was announced as exclusive on GameCube, that was a pretty big fucking announcement. Yeah, something like that is not gonna happen ever again. So what's the point of watching these fucking shows? Because there's nothing interesting to see. Games are just lame. They announce lame games, third-party games, nothing really that's worth watching in these shows. And like the final reason is that you can just watch the announcements the day after, when everything is already out. You don't really need to waste time like half an hour to watch a bunch of corporate cocksuckers filleting themselves. Because it's just, at this point, watching these shows, it's a waste of fucking time, honestly. They're not gonna announce anything substantial. And it's not a coincidence that they have lost their influence. Like E3 is dead. It's not even a thing anymore. Now there's just the Game Awards. But honestly, it's a pointless show in my opinion. No reason to exist. Also because I fucking dislike the presenter, Jeff. What the fuck is his name? Jeff something. I don't remember his name, but yeah, I don't like him. And this is just like another symptom, another sign that the industry is in the gutter. Because even game shows now suck, not just games. It's game shows too, because everything is connected. And it's not getting better. It's not getting better anytime soon. I mean, just look at what's going on in the industry, and you realize things are not getting better anytime soon. So maybe if you're lucky, you'll get one game that is shown at any of these shows that's worth like something, but most of the time you won't even get anything. You won't even get that most of the time. So I guess the only show that's still worth watching, if you are a Nintendo like enjoyer, are Nintendo Directs, because they show exclusives, stuff that's coming up, so stuff that is not going to come out on other consoles and such. But sadly for me, I'm not really a Nintendo guy. I don't really play Nintendo games anymore, so no, I don't watch them. And yeah, this is it. Even game shows suck now. I haven't watched a game show in ages, honestly. I don't remember when the last time it was that I watched one. But, I mean, it must have been at least 5 years, probably. At least 5 years. And what about you? When was the last time you watched a game show? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on these things. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye guys.